Because I once spent the summer on a farm. You feel me?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're taking an apology tour through the most notable moments Saturday Night Live cast members expressed regret over jokes they made, whether on the show or off.
It was a poor choice of words. The man is a war hero, and he deserves all the respect in the world.
Shane Gillis.
Most of you probably have no idea who I am. I was fired from this show a while ago.
Although he hadn't technically performed on the show, Shane Gillis was officially a cast member when he came under fire for remarks he had made in the past. Just before the 45th season, Gillis was announced as a new addition, alongside Bowen Yang and Chloe Fineman. However, on the same day, clips resurfaced of Gillis using homophobic slurs and making racist jokes about Chinatown in Manhattan.
A video of Gillis from about a year ago surfaced from Matt and Shane's secret podcast, in which he mockingly mimicked a Chinese accent and used a racist slur to refer to Asian people in Chinatown.
The backlash was especially intense, given that he was hired alongside Bowen Yang, the show's first Chinese-American cast member who is also gay. As the heat mounted, Gillis apologized for his past comments. But that wasn't enough to prevent him from being fired before the season even premiered.
It's funny. Look, I don't have any material that can be on TV, all right? I'm trying my best.
Bill Murray. You'd think if an SNL cast member were apologizing for their material, it must have been something edgy or offensive. But that wasn't the case with Bill Murray. In season 2, Murray appeared in a sketch to say sorry for not being funny.
It's not the material, it's me. It's not that I'm not funny, it's that I'm not being funny at the right time. Honest.
He'd joined the show earlier that season, stepping into the big shoes of fan favorite Chevy Chase. But as the newbie still trying to find his groove, he was often stuck with the forgettable supporting roles. So in this sketch, Murray promised the audience that he was indeed a funny guy. He might just need some help from them sometimes.
If you could see it in your heart to laugh whenever I say something, I don't care what it is, or if you can't laugh, think about my family.
Thankfully, he didn't have to beg for long. By the next season, Murray found his rhythm, kicking off his legendary comedy career.
Oh, that cast makes me so sad. Oh, don't it make my brown eyes? Don't it make my brown eyes? Don't it make my brown eyes blue?
Tina Fey. Tina Fey isn't one for big apologies, but she can acknowledge when she's made a mistake.
I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I wasn't confused by it. No, Colin, Nazis are always bad. I don't care what you say.
We all remember the 2017 alt-right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. You know, the one with the tiki torches and racist chants that apparently included some very fine people? Well, in the aftermath, Fey returned to Weekend Update in her capacity as a University of Virginia alum to weigh in. Ultimately, her advice to those considering counter-protests was to stay home and eat cake instead.
Order a cake with the American flag on it, like this one, and just eat it, Colin.
Wait, I'm sorry, how is that supposed to help?
The response was mixed. Many felt her comments were tone-deaf and out of touch, and to her credit, Fey agreed. On David Letterman's My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, she expressed regrets over how she wrapped the segment and promised to do better.
I promise, I swear to God, anyone who is mad at me, I hear you and I will learn and I will continue to, but I'm also not gonna stop trying, right?
Bill Hader. When it comes to LGBTQ+ themed sketches, SNL hasn't always stuck the landing.
I'm becoming the person I want to be, and without the hassle. Thanks, Astromax.
One notable misstep was the season 36 sketch, Once Daily Estromax, a faux commercial featuring Bill Hader as a transgender person in the middle of transitioning, who supposedly gets all their hormones from a single daily pill.
But most hormone replacement therapies require you to take 5 estrogen supplements a day. 5. Who has time for that? But now there's hope. Once Daily Estromax.
When it first aired, GLAAD condemned the sketch as dehumanizing and called on NBC to apologize and pull it from their website. While the network never responded publicly, Hader sort of did. In a 2014 interview with Pride Source, he admitted that the backlash was fair, stating that while the sketch wasn't intended to be harmful to anyone, he still regretted taking part in it.
Men taking estrogen may develop an interest in TLC's Say Yes to the Dress.
Once daily Estromax. Nature got in your way. Your estrogen pills shouldn't.
Sarah Sherman. In April 2025, SNL aired a sketch parodying the third season of The White Lotus, which was set in Thailand and starred English actress Amy Lou Wood.
We are so lucky that America will always be a rich and powerful nation.
Wood played Chelsea, a young woman vacationing at the wellness resort with her much older boyfriend Rick. In the spoof, Sarah Sherman impersonated the actress, but the portrayal wasn't particularly flattering.
Oh, look, a monkey!
I'm gonna go kill it and eat it.
No, not the monkey!
Wood took to her Instagram to call out the show, labeling the sketch mean for taking a cheap shot at her. Many viewers shared her sentiment, and apparently so did Sherman. She reportedly apologized privately to Wood and sent her flowers as a gesture of goodwill. Later, in a Vanity Fair interview, Sherman admitted that she felt terrible after seeing Wood's reaction to the sketch.
Never in a million years did I get into comedy to make anyone upset. I feel terrible that anyone would feel bad.
Seth Meyers. SNL and politics have long gone hand in hand. The sketch show made a name for itself with its depiction of public figures, but not every impression has been a hit. Case in point, David Patterson.
Judge me by what I say, not what I do. Other things to not judge me by my record, my leadership skills, and my free throw percentage.
Fred Armisen's portrayal of the former New York governor painted him as a clueless blind man who stumbled into office. In the season 36 premiere, Patterson came on Weekend Update to clap back. He got in quite a few digs at the show, then took the cast to task for turning his disability into a punchline.
But while I have a good sense of humor, jokes that degrade people just for their disabilities are sophomoric and stupid.
Eventually, Patterson managed to get an apology from Meyers, as well as guest host and former cast member Amy Poehler, who promised to be more respectful toward people with disabilities.
Governor, I think I speak for everyone here that will be more respectful of the blind.
Hopefully. Blind Americans are incredibly capable, and we make use of our other senses as well.
Michael Che.
Before I tell another joke, I want to take this opportunity to apologize to someone I hurt. Scarlett, can you come out here?
With their infamous joke swap segment, Weekend Update co-anchors Colin Jost and Michael Che are always finding new ways to land each other in hot water. That seemed to finally happen in December 2024 after Che slipped in a joke about Jost's wife, Scarlett Johansson, which she didn't find funny.
Costco has removed the roast beef sandwich from its menu, but I ain't tripping. I've been eating roast beef every night since my wife had the kid.
Che got the opportunity to revisit that material at the season 50 finale, which just so happened to be hosted by Johansson. Reading lines clearly written by Jost, Che was forced to tender an apology to Johansson, blaming the tasteless jokes on nothing more than his jealousy of her husband.
Yes, I remember that.
Well, the fact is I was just lashing out because I'm jealous.
Jost also managed to work in an apology to himself, compelling Che to publicly credit him for discovering his career. Pete Davidson. The 2018 midterm elections brought along a flurry of SNL political-themed sketches, including a Weekend Update segment where Pete Davidson gave his first impressions of various candidates. Davidson would ultimately spark controversy due to his comments about Dan Crenshaw, a candidate from Texas and former Navy SEAL who lost his right eye while serving in Afghanistan.
You may be surprised to hear he's a congressional candidate from Texas and not a hitman in a porno movie. I'm sorry, I know he lost his eye in war or whatever.
The following week, after Crenshaw won his seat, he was invited on the show, where Davidson offered a public apology for his poor choice of words.
The reason you're wearing an eye patch right now is that you lost your eye to an IED in Afghanistan during your third combat tour. And I'm sorry.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate you saying that.
Although Crenshaw did accept his apology, he didn't let up on the opportunity to deliver a few pointed jokes of his own.
Pete looks like Martin Short in the Santa Claus 3. By the way, one of these people was actually good on SNL.
Mike Myers. Shortly after Bill Clinton won the 1992 U.S. presidential election, cast members Mike Myers and Dana Carvey did a Wayne's World sketch where they ranked the top 10 things they loved about him.
Number 8, his huge head.
Hello? Check out the size of that guy's noggin!
But if you watch a rerun today, you'll notice that number 2, his daughter Chelsea, is completely edited out. That's because the sketch originally featured Myers and Carvey calling Vice President Al Gore's daughters Babelicious, and then describing Chelsea as a babe in development.
Sweetie!
Finally, there's some talent in the White House.
Considering she was a minor at the time, this comment was heavily criticized by viewers, as well as by Bill and Hillary Clinton. As a result, the segment was removed. Myers wrote an apology to the Clinton family, and producer Lorne Michaels issued a public statement of regret.
Feel numb to it now, or is it still hard to watch and listen to?
Well, I don't remember a time in my life when my family wasn't being attacked.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Jimmy Fallon. Before he began hosting Late Night and The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon cut his comedic teeth as a cast member on SNL for 6 years.
Yeah, look, we don't carry diesel. We work at Jeffries. We read Italian Vogue. It's our deal. I don't come to where you work and knock the corn dog out of your hand.
During a sketch back in 2000, Fallon made the regrettable decision to impersonate former cast member Chris Rock while in blackface. The sketch went largely unnoticed for years until clips resurfaced in 2020, leading many to call for Fallon's removal as host of The Tonight Show.
A story came out about me on SNL doing an impression of Chris Rock in blackface, and I was horrified. Not at the fact that people were trying to cancel me or cancel the show.
The comedian first apologized on Twitter, calling the sketch an unquestionably offensive decision. When the late night program returned to the air a few days later, Fallon opened the episode by directly addressing the incident and offering a more heartfelt apology.
I thought about it, and I realized that I can't not say I'm horrified and I'm sorry and I'm embarrassed.
Which of these mea culpas did you find the most sincere? And which ones do you think fell flat? Let us know in the comments.
We need to say something. We need to keep saying something. And we need to stop saying that's not okay more than just one day on Twitter.